We are talking about America's most popular drug by far, social media, and specifically infinite scrolling, algorithmically driven reels, shorts. Oh, no, wait, we like YouTube shorts.
Yes, we
do
do.
really, really well on this show on YouTube shorts.
You can
Shorts are
subscribe.
great. Yes, and subscribe. YouTube shorts are great if you're an adult and you don't have a particularly vulnerable brain. But it turns out they're not great for children. In fact, this morning, I caught my 9-year-old watching YouTube shorts and I said, son, oh my gosh, what are you doing? Get off of YouTube shorts. He said, it's fine, Dad. I'm just doing cocaine. And I said, oh, phew. Thank goodness. This is actually in the news right now because there are major legal cases unfolding with TikTok agreeing to a landmark settlement on youth addiction to their product. Meta and YouTube are heading toward trial over claims that their platforms harm young users. Matt, what do you make of all of this?
What I find interesting is that Facebook and Meta have decided to keep this going to court as though they are somehow not a part of this problem. Anybody who's worked in politics can tell you firsthand that social media is addictive. It's how we drive messages. It's how we target you. We use that fully to our advantage. And we do it because we know that everybody they get so addicted to their phone. That's the easiest, quickest way to go after a message. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, we always talked about television, more eyeballs. We're going to get more eyeballs. Now we still run the TV ads, but we are going after social media because we know you're spending hours on the screen. And if it's happening with adults, it's starting with kids. And it's always interesting when lawmakers and the public policy come up on this because they're so behind the curve. And I think that might be what Meta is banking on, is to try to prove somehow that it's not as addictive as drugs or tobacco, but they're clearly using the same thought process and their algorithms reflect it.
First of all, I'd like to clarify before the Department of Child Welfare comes after me that my child does not use cocaine. Occasionally, he does use YouTube Shorts, and that is a problem. I think this is an issue that has become politicized because Republicans have tried to claim that they are the victims of some kind of deplatforming persecution, which is bullshit. Democrats have worried about whether these platforms have been manipulated by Russians and trolls and bots and Russian bot trolls to affect the outcome of elections. Unquestionably, they have. The baseline issue here is that we all are carrying around addiction machines in our pockets. There is an issue and there's a reckoning coming here. And I'm with you. I'm not sure why you don't see Meta and YouTube settling.